Călătorii prin sunet prezintă Depășește-ți limitele. Evitați să ascultați acest material atunci când conduceți. Vă poate distrage atenția. Este recomandată folosirea căștilor stereo pentru un efect profund și...
Hello, my name is Tom Condon.
Hi, my name is Carol Erickson, and this is the introduction.
As you play and use this cassette, you will be hearing our voices individually as well as together.
Sometimes we will speak in sequence, one after the other.
And sometimes we will speak simultaneously.
And in addition, you'll be hearing music and sounds of nature blended in with our voices.
Now in this side A, we will discuss the approach that helps people use side B in the most relaxing and focused way. You may want to just relax yourself while listening, as this can better your understanding and enhance your experience. Many people have questions about what the hypnotic state is, but everyone has experienced hypnosis actually many times in their lives. It's just known by other names. For instance, you might experience a type of hypnotic trance when you read a book and become so interested and involved that you're unaware of things around you. Another type of hypnotic trance is when you are relaxing in a comfortably warm, soothing bath and just letting your mind drift. Or perhaps when you sit in front of a fireplace drifting into an inner reverie, watching the flames dance, hearing the logs crackle, and feeling very much at ease.
Or sometimes listening to a speaker or talking with someone can be so absorbing and meaningful that you forget your surroundings. Also, hearing music and favorite songs can carry you into a natural hypnotic trance. Particular smells, like those of fresh-cut grass or something cooking in the kitchen, can evoke special memories, thoughts, and feelings of other times and places. And most of us are aware of periods of time in between certain activities, such as taking a break from working or at bedtime when you're neither fully awake nor fully asleep, and you are in a curious yet comfortable in-between state. These are all examples of hypnotic states in our daily life. With this in mind then, hypnosis may be described as a natural focusing of attention in a specialized way, a state of readiness to experience and to grow.
Since the everyday experiences we have just mentioned are types of hypnotic trances, it's clear that you already know how to go into a hypnotic state and have done so many times. Thus, anyone can, if they wish, experience the hypnotic state or hypnotic trance. The difference between the everyday type of hypnotic trances you've been going into all this time and the hypnosis you will begin to practice soon on side B is that you can choose to purposefully focus your experience and may use it for your own specific needs and goals.
In other words, you will be able to go into a trance state at will, to have it available anytime you wish, and to use it for your own particular needs and goals. It's in this sense that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. Since you're in charge, you'll be fully in control, and will always be able to take good care of yourself and respond to your surroundings as you do when you are wide awake. Anytime you need to, you can and will come out of trance immediately.
Now we would also like to talk for a few moments about the hypnotic approach we will be using on side B. It's called Multi-Evocation. Multi-Evocation simply means that there will be more than one voice to listen to at any given time. This approach has been researched and developed over a number of years and has been proven to be extraordinarily effective. To begin with, you have the freedom to listen to different voices at different times. With two people speaking, it provides a richer dimension to the hypnotic state. Furthermore, it will enable you to meet your goals as you continue to use this tape over time.
So, at one listening, you might want to focus in on one need. At another time, you may have a different preference. We will be telling stories, using metaphors and anecdotes. These are specifically designed to help your inner self to respond in satisfying and enjoyable ways. And with a variety of ideas to choose from, you have the freedom to use whatever is most comfortable and most effective for you. And equally important, it's fun. Most people report that they find multi-evocation a really involving and enjoyable experience that is unique each time they listen.
Now, everyone may be thought of as having both a conscious and an unconscious mind. The unconscious mind, by the way, goes under a number of names, such as the subconscious, the deep self, inner knowingness or intuition, the back of your mind, your inner mind, and so on. All of these are names for what we will be referring to on side B as your inner mind. We would like to offer some ways to think about your unconscious that could be personally helpful.
You really might like to think of your unconscious mind as a close and wise friend. In fact, without realizing it, you already trust and rely upon your unconscious abilities every day. For example, most of us have learned how to add and subtract. At first, we consciously had to think and practice and work at it. Though we may not remember learning basic math, it probably seemed impossible at the time. And today, we use these math skills regularly, without a second thought. Your unconscious mind has the ability to learn difficult tasks and to store what you've learned in your memory banks and to use it automatically whenever you need it. Also, you may not consciously remember learning how to put words together in sentences in order to talk with others. That, too, was a difficult task at the time, and now it's automatic.
Or think about the act of walking. You are relying on your unconscious memories of how to walk automatically without having to relearn them each time you walk or even think about the fact. Your conscious mind knows what movement is needed or where you want to go at a particular time. Your unconscious mind and your body know how to translate that information into physical action. All this occurs at the speed of thought. You don't, for instance, think about the rate and size of your footsteps or when to step down from a curb or how to climb stairs. So your conscious mind and your unconscious mind and your body work together as a team. With this team, you adjust and coordinate and respond to your surroundings and make changes as needed. So when you add or subtract or have a conversation with someone or simply walk down the street, you are relying in part on your unconscious mind.
This team works continuously on your behalf and enables you to perform a variety of complex behaviors almost automatically. We all take this teamwork for granted, just like we take gravity for granted, Because of this, it's important to remember that all unconscious processes are there to serve you as an individual. They are there to work on your behalf and to function for you in the best possible way and to have positive intentions for you.
Habits, for instance, can have positive intentions. A lot of people have what they think of as bad habits as well as good habits. For example, brushing your teeth may be thought of as a good habit. Overeating might be thought of as a bad habit. But in both cases, there can be a useful and protective purpose behind the habit. Now, with the habit of brushing your teeth, it's fairly obvious. Your teeth stay healthy. So you might ask, what positive intentions could overeating have? One person we worked with said that whenever they felt anxious, they would eat. After they had eaten, they reported feeling calmer. So the positive intention in this case was to feel calm. However, the way they went about satisfying this desire to be calm contributed to their being overweight. Later they told us that as a child, whenever they were anxious, their parents would give them something to eat in order to calm them down.
Using hypnosis, they were able to look behind their behaviors and discover better and more up-to-date ways to calm themselves. Using creative inner capacities that we all have, they were able to develop new ways of being calm. Often, we develop a behavior for satisfying a need that worked for us in the past, when a new way would work much better for us now. So there are many methods and ways that a person can develop to feel calm. And that was one example. And this principle is true in many everyday behaviors and attitudes. So one of the reasons hypnosis works so well to help us is that it permits the unconscious to discover alternative ways of expressing positive intentions with new behaviors. Another way the hypnotic state can be used by you is for deep relaxation or a restful time out from your daily activities, or simply for enjoyment or for an enhanced sense of general well-being.
You may even find by using multi-evocation for any of these purposes that other problems you are not focusing on will be resolved. Hypnotic research is yet to explain precisely why this happens. However, it's a well-known fact in the field of hypnosis that it does occur often. Now, hypnosis is a learned skill and takes regular practice. As with any skill, it gets better with practice. For maximum benefit, it's better to listen to the cassette frequently at first. Since the cassettes are multi-purpose in design, you can listen to the tapes anytime you want for your own enjoyment or development. As you develop the skill of entering and using the hypnotic state, you will gradually become more independent of the cassette and depend more instead on your own internal resources to accomplish your goals. If at some later date, for instance, you need a refresher, you can always review and enhance your skills and your learnings again. Please remember also that these cassettes are not in any way a substitute for appropriate medical or psychological care and treatment. These tapes are developed with broad educational applications in mind. Never play or use a cassette while driving or operating machinery or tools. It absolutely will distract from the safe operation of equipment.
Now, in listening to Side B, you may at first experience a sense of amused bewilderment by the different voices speaking at the same time. You may try to keep track of all the words of each voice and perhaps feel confused. This is a very common initial response reported by people in our seminars. After a short time, this naturally passes and the voices begin to blend. Some people choose to listen to a specific voice. Others enjoy wandering freely among the voices, finding each time new and more interesting combinations. Others still prefer letting go of the words and simply listening to the music of the voices. Many people say they listen carefully in the beginning and then drift off into their own personal experience, only occasionally returning to hear our voices before drifting off again. Most people have their own experience of each of these, as well as their own creative responses.
Now, with these ideas in the back of your mind, we would like to make some recommendations for you beginning to use side B. After you've rewound the cassette to the beginning of side B, make certain that you won't be interrupted for 45 minutes or so. It's important that you learn to use hypnosis in a place that's quiet and secure, in a place you will be uninterrupted by the rest of the world. You might either lie down or sit in a comfortable chair, whichever you prefer. We usually suggest that people keep their arms and legs uncrossed to allow circulation to flow freely. It's highly recommended that you also remove contact lenses for your own comfort. We would also suggest that you listen again to this side A after you have used side B a number of times, as this information will become more meaningful and relevant to your personal hypnotic experience and goals.
Again, our voices are merely guides for you to develop your own internal resources. We understand that your personal experiences may be somewhat different from the exact words we use, so please feel free to translate whatever we say in whatever way works best for you. Our words can only approximate ideas, images, and feelings that you will be experiencing. So as you become familiar and adept with the hypnotic state, you really can trust your inner translator more fully to meet your personal needs and goals. This inner knowingness will automatically transform what you hear into what works for you and satisfies you during as well as after each listening. It may be surprising to discover how many ways you actually use these new learnings in your daily life, some sooner and some later. And as you go along, remember to enjoy the recognition of your unconscious accomplishments, because they really will belong to each of both of all of who you are.
Okay, now that you're ready, it's all set for you to go to side B. Please remember to rewind to the beginning of side B.
Complet. Îmi vei auzi vocea în urechea stângă și în urechea dreaptă. Lasă-te purtat de fiecare sunet pe care îl asculți, către noi și noi senzații și resurse, ce-ți deschid mintea către noi și noi orizonturi, noi opțiuni, acum. Voi număra acum de la 3 la 1. Și când ajung la 1, ești complet relaxat. 3. Lasă-ți fiecare parte a corpului să se relaxeze. Lasă-ți gândurile deoparte și eliberează-ți mintea. 2. Cu fiecare inspirație și cu fiecare expirație, te lași purtat de senzația plăcută ce deja este acum în corpul tău. 1. Lasă-ți mintea liberă de orice gând. Este ora 5 dimineața pe coasta de nord a Italiei. Soarele, precum o uriașă minge de foc, începe să-și arate chipul în depărtare. Luciano desface nodul sforii de la mica sa barcă și se grăbește să se avânte în larg.
Of, începe o altă zi. Deja am întârziat.
Se uita către micul sat din spate. Principala îndeletnicire este cea de pescar. Tatăl său a fost pescar, bunicul său a fost pescar, străbunicul lui a fost pescar. Și tot așa s-a extins această meserie în arborele său genealogic. Se uita în larg, își cufunda degetele în nisipul rece al dimineții, inspiră profund de 2-3 ori, simte cum briza răcoroasă a mării îi mângâie pielea. Privește către pescărușii ce se joacă prin aer. Se urcă rapid în barcă și pornește spre larg. Găsește locul său obișnuit și își așează cele 3 undițe, apoi așteaptă. Ca în fiecare zi, începe lungul șir de gânduri și dorințe. Se uită cu o privire pierdută în zare. Apoi închide ochii. Lucrurile iau o întorsătură interesantă. Marea se liniștește dintr-o dată. Ritmul respirației devine mai profund, mai liniștit. Pescărușii se învârt deasupra bărcii fără să scoată un sunet. În interior este liniște.
Oare asta vreau să fac până la sfârșitul vieții? Îmi place asta? Nu. Am încercat să fac altceva, însă mereu apar alte nevoi. Îmi vin idei, însă câteodată deviez pe alte drumuri. Ce să fac? Care este acel lucru pentru care m-aș trezi în fiecare dimineață foarte entuziasmat, încât abia aștept să mă apuc să-l fac?
Apar senzații plăcute și încep să-și facă apariția diferite răspunsuri. Încep să apară noi și noi senzații, apar imagini de pretutindeni ce te învăluie și îți oferă exact răspunsurile de care ai nevoie. Sunete, senzații, imagini. Totul devine din ce în ce mai clar. Motivație, conștiinciozitate, perseverență. Aflu cu ușurință ce este cu adevărat important pentru mine. Cu ușurință percep totul, indiferent de timp. Mă gândesc cum voi face toate acestea. Observ cum se întâmplă și obțin ceea ce-mi doresc. Când încep? Fără amânare, acum. Foarte bine. Deja știi cum să faci asta. Voi număra acum de la 1 la 3 și când ajung la 3, toată călătoria parcursă se integrează pe deplin în tine. 1. Pașii parcurși ți-au oferit o experiență ce acum îți aduce noi opțiuni, fie că îți dai seama de acest lucru mai devreme sau mai târziu. 2. Îndreaptă-ți atenția către exterior, simte-ți corpul și revină treptat aici și acum. 3. Poți deschide ochii și să realizezi cum percepi diferit lucrurile din jur.